Kenya forward.
Honorable Wandeto. Then I'll come to you, Honorable Julius Meli.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I tried to catch your eye on a point of order, but maybe I wasn't able to, because I felt the majority leader had really moved away from the motion on the table, which was supporting or rejecting the appointment of the commissioners, and had gone to a completely different topic, which he was addressing, because I don't know, Mr. Speaker, what cohesion had to do with 3/4 of the speech that the majority leader gave. But, Madam Speaker, let me just rise to also support this report, and also to mention that I'm happy that Dr. Kefa Omae is the chair of this committee. He's a person also very well known to me. I've listened to very many of his sermons, and he's a very seasoned leader in both the religious and political circles. But, Madam Speaker, the NCIC is a very important commission. It is a creation of the Constitution, and there can be no other time that it can be more important than now, when we are only 15 months away from the general election and the political temperatures are starting to heat up. But I would like to remind NCIC that for a long time, it has focused on a very narrow mandate. It has only focused on the mandate of hate speech, which is very important, I agree. But there is a much wider mandate that we see being abused. I mean, a much wider mandate that it can focus on. And there are things that we see being abused in this country every day. One of the mandates is to ensure, is to ensure fair access to opportunities. And this is something that we have not seen NCIC talking a lot about. The other one is focusing on marginalized communities in this country. And that is another area that we have not seen NCIC focus quite a lot about. In this country, for example, access to public opportunities has been a very debatable issue, where some communities in this country feel they are unfairly underrepresented, and I have not seen NIC raise a voice on this. And so I would like to ask the incoming chair that other than focusing every day on hate speech, which is important, and I'll talk about it, that NCIC now focuses on these the wider mandates, and to ensure that it can be able to also make every Kenyan feel like we are one nation, and that everybody has a stake and is well represented in this country. But dealing with hate speech, Madam Speaker, the other thing, NIC has been accused of being impartial on its enforcement. In this country, depending on which side of the political divide you come from, there are things you say and you can get away with. There are things you say and you'll have a fleet of Subarus arriving at your house either late in the night or very early in the morning. And this is the impartiality that has time and again been seen in NCIC. I have even heard none other than even the head of state sometimes using what I would consider very unpalatable language. I have not seen NCIC call him to order. But every time, someone else who is considered maybe from the other part of the political divide says something, they are always out there, to condemn. So impartiality has been one thing. The other thing has been enforceability. NCIC, has just become nothing more than a toothless dog. And Madam Speaker, we all ask ourselves, when will I see NCIC move from issuing warnings to actually deterring impunity? Because the impunity that we see in this country, time and again, they need to do a little bit more. And since we are coming to an election year, we must remember the lessons from 2007. We must remember the lessons from countries such as Rwanda, where an otherwise very simple thing started as just vernacular radio jokes, people disparaging one community, disparaging another, and ended up being a catastrophe. So NCIC must start early. But what I'm emphasizing, because I can see the majority leader applauding me, I'm emphasizing impartiality. Even the majority leader has time and again been on this floor, sometimes also saying things that actually could be considered hate speech. There's a person he keeps describing, he has never named who it is. I think he says he has a black hat, he's a black man, I don't know, he is this, he is that. And I think those are also items of hate speech. So maybe as Kefa Omaya comes, he should consider writing a letter that hate speech also may be being propagated in this very house, and that this house cannot be seen to be propagating hate speech in any way.
Majority Leader, what's your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I don't know why Honorable Wandeto is inviting me to interrupt him. But is Honorable Wandeto in order to assert, because he's actually asserting that I have used this floor to enhance hate speech, because I have never done that. And Honorable Speaker, it is also casting aspersions on you as a speaker. Because if I said anything that constitutes hate speech, any member is at liberty to interject and invite you to rule me out of order. Therefore, I would want Honorable Wandeto to substantiate at what point I have said anything that constitutes hate speech. And if he cannot, he should apologize and withdraw that statement. Because I may describe you as a person with a black hat, evil, but who is that person? Who have I described? It is true, there are people with a very black heart, dark soul, murderous culture. Those are facts, and they are there and they live with us. Some might even be political leaders propagating hate speech and propagating ethnic hatred and division. So long as I have not mentioned anyone by name, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Wandeto cannot assert what he was asserting and he actually asserted it like it's a statement of fact. So again, in line with our standing orders on statement of fact, unless he can substantiate and quote from the Hansard, because everything we say here is on Hansard, Honorable Wandeto should withdraw that statement or reference to me as propagating hate speech. I do not. I am one leader who is very cautious of what I say, especially things that can cause what Honorable Wandeto is saying, things that happened to this country in 2007. And I agree with him, that's why I was applauding him by foot thumping, because what he was saying, it is true. It is the small things we say on vernacular stations. It is the small things political leaders will say in vernacular, imagining others are not listening, but they're inciting people against others. And he knows those who say that, and he knows I have never said anything to incite one community against others. Honorable Speaker, I would beg your direction that if Honorable Wandeto will not withdraw that reference to me as having propagated hate speech, he must be forced to substantiate by providing the Hansard of where that hate speech is.
Honorable Wandeto, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And also thank you for ruling that there is nothing untoward that I've said.
I have not ruled on anything.
Because you did not give me any directions, Madam Speaker.
That was a point of order. I'm now listening to you. You continue with your submission.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, what I'm saying is that in this very house, if I can just now maybe put it generally, we must be careful also about the words that we use. We are all Kenyans, black, white, blue. Nobody knows the color of our hearts, because you may need to conduct a surgery to really determine the color of one's heart. So I think that is the point at which I was coming, and I would like to encourage the majority leader not to use some words, black men, because first of all, we are, when he says a dark man, with a dark heart or a black heart, Madam Speaker, we are Africans, and the black and dark color are very dear to us. So whenever you describe us in any other terms, we start wondering, how you are addressing us. Because, and as Africans, we've been accused, many people out there in the world don't like our color, and our color sometimes has been associated with evil and things like that. So I would encourage the majority leader that in future, should he wish to describe whoever he would like to describe, maybe he can use terms that are African, because it is very un-African to really use our color and, and things like that. But Madam Speaker, if I may now just conclude. We have seen the political temperatures rising, like we have seen in the country. And I can say that none of sides of the political divide is innocent in this exchange. We are seeing a lot of, harder and harder words being used against each other. And what we want to call upon the NCIC is that start early and have some teeth to bite. Don't just summon people, don't just write letters. Let us see NCIC taking real action. Let us see NCIC becoming an actual tool that we know can deter hate speech, that can deter ethnic tensions, that can deter some of these things that have happened to other countries. The reason we created this institution in our constitution is because we had learnings from others and would not want to be able to see ourselves moving, in this direction. So I rise to support the appointment of the commissioners. Again, I agree with the majority leader that, in this country, again, some of the commissions seems to be overlapping. And maybe this may not be a debate for today, but every commission that has been appointed in this country must start showing their value. They take a lot of taxpayers' money. We keep some of these commissioners very, very well as a country. So they must demonstrate, their value to this country, the billions, the hundreds of millions or billions that we are giving these commissions every year. We must start seeing return on investment as a country or value for money, in terms of actual delivery of the mandates that they have been given. Otherwise, I rise to support, Madam Speaker, and wish Dr. Kefa Omae and his team all the best, especially as we move into the election year. Thank you.
The Honorable Julius Meli.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the National Cohesion and Integration Committee for a work well done. Madam Speaker, our Constitution is in Article 250. Actually came up with this, came up with the National Integration Commission with an intention actually of holding the Republic as one. Honorable Speaker, we know that Kenya is a diverse country. It is one nation with diverse communities of various religious backgrounds, of various ethnicities. But all of them, we have one aspiration, one common accord, and we are moving together as a unified nation. Honorable Speaker, the committee did a very commendable job, more importantly, on the procedures of approvals of nominees as per the various sections of our Constitution. Madam Speaker, the members who have been appointed here, and I want to really stress more importantly on the issue of why we need as a republic to be one, and why this commission is very important. Madam Speaker, this country, every other time, like any house or like any other family, is bound to have conflicts.